when I was in my early 20s, I was working as an LVN. I worked with this a case management company. I won't say the name, but my job was to tend to patients that were victims of not victims, but that were workers' compensation patients. Predominantly, they were Spanish speaking. I'm bilingual, so I was cool for the job. And I remember this one particular patient. She was very, very short, like less than 5 feet, and she was originally from Central America. And she worked for this like candy company where she had to pour syrup into this huge cylinder where it would create like cotton candy. I think that's what it was. But my point is that they would not provide her with any means of being able to climb up a safe like ladder or anything like that to climb up and pour the syrup. So she kind of created her own, and she like stacked different boxes on top of each other. And one day she was pouring the syrup and she fell and she broke her Olecranon process. And the Olecranon process, you guys know what the Olecranon process is? Leave it in the comments. But I remember my job was I got the phone call, hey, we got this new client. I had to go with her to the doctor's visit, and I had to relay the information that the doctor found in his assessment. I had to do my assessment, and we had to come up with like, what's the next step in care. And the doctor and I determined, because she had paresthesia, that there was nerve damage or nerve involvement, and she required surgery. And so I went back home, I did my report, and I wrote my assessment, all that stuff, and I relayed that up to my superiors, to my bosses. But when I checked my email further later on that day, I got the email back and it was edited, and the part about paresthesia was not there, and it said that she needed physical therapy, not surgery. And I remember I was taken back by that, because that was not right. That's not what I found in my assessment. But I stayed quiet, and within 2 months, she became permanently disabled. She had neuropathy, nerve damage, and she couldn't even move the arm anymore. I remember that job was pretty cool because I traveled all over Southern California. I met a lot of people. It was cool. I was in my early 20s. It was fun. And I remember that one of the biggest things that I noticed about that job was that they would meet with the insurance company personnel, and we would go to San Diego and we'd have dinner at these like really fancy restaurants, and I would go, and they would wine and dine the insurance people. And I remember the conversations were about, oh, we spent this amount of money this year, we want to reduce that expenditure for the next year. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but I started realizing that the whole goal was for them to spend less money. So that, I think, had to do a lot with why the report that I sent was rejected by my supervisors, and it was rendered, oh, she just needs physical therapy. But the reason why I bring this up is because that was my first experience in the business aspect of healthcare. And there's a lot of people right now on social media that are posting, a lot of these people like doctors, and they're talking about their experiences with their patients and the type of struggles that they're encountering when they need to provide a certain amount of care for their patients, but the insurance companies are essentially saying, no, we're not going to do that. So the reason why I bring this up is because I want to know if other people on this app, if you guys have experienced similar things. We all know what happened, or allegedly happened with Luigi and that insurance CEO guy. I'm not advocating for that. That's horrible, of course, but the system is a monster. And this monster has many tentacles, and I believe that there's a lot of things that maybe could be improved in our healthcare system. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments, please.